Hi, my name is Jen, and we are here at the Phoenix Salon in Los Angeles, California, and we are going to show you how to highlight our lovely model's hair today with a couple colors to create some dimension and contrast in her hair. First thing is, this is a redkin, and it's a high lip tint, and we use that with a 40 volume peroxide, it's 12%. Secondly, use a lightener. This is by Schwarzkopf with a very low volume peroxide, which is a 5 volume. That's probably the lowest you could get. A lighter color than the one that we're going to get with this. Thirdly, to add just a little more depth and contrast, we're going to use these shades EQ. And I have two shades I'm going to mix together, and one of them is a golden blonde, and the other one is a copper tone. I'm going to add youth to her look. Even though she's young as it is, she's gonna look even younger and sexier. So can't wait to get started. So we have 3 bowls. Each one's gonna have separate color. Each bowl is gonna have its own brush because you don't want to mix them together. Weaving comb, and this is what you're gonna use to separate the hair. Foil, which is the main key here, and this is what keeps the hair separated. So we're gonna start off with the redkin. I've used, I'd say, about 3/4 of an ounce of color, so that's about how much peroxide I wanna use, is 3/4 of an ounce. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in there, and like using the lines, kind of get my measurements. Just go ahead and start stirring the color. So it feels sort of like a paste almost when it's of the right texture. So as you can see, it's not dripping off my brush. So I would say that's about the right paste, that it kind of sticks on there, doesn't fall off, because the thicker it is, the easier it is to keep on the foil, and it'll keep it from bleeding through onto the other hair. And that's a big problem in highlighting, is that people make that mistake. The product's too runny, and it ends up running through the foil onto the other hair, and then you end up with a hair disaster. So we're gonna get to the next color, which is the lightener, which I had showed you, the Schwarzkopf. And that actually comes with a little scooper. So you kind of just scoop out, say like half a scoop, and put it in the bowl. And like I said, we're using the lowest amount of peroxide here. It's 5 volume. So it's the least damaging, most gentle on the hair. And using the lines in the bowl, we're just gonna pour it in, incorporate the product together. So again, if I show you, you know, it's pretty thick. You can kind of see it's thick on the brush. It doesn't just drip right off the brush. That's the consistency you're looking for. And then we have our third color, which is the Shades EQ. I would say about a 1/2 ounce of this color. And again, using the lines in the bowl, we're just gonna measure that out. And all you really wanna do with this other color is just put a drop in. And I know you think a drop can't make a difference, but a drop actually makes a difference. It's just gonna add a little bit of depth to the color. So you just wanna literally put a drop of it in, maybe 2 drops, and then you want to take their developer. You have to use their developer. You can't use anything else, otherwise it will not work properly. And you add in the equal amount using the lines in the bowl. Okay, so we are going to weave out a few pieces of her hair in the front, just like that. And take our foil and put it underneath, and this is basically face framing. So we're framing her face and kind of going to make it a little bit lighter, give it a little bit of pop around the front of her face. And we're going to paint on the color. Make sure we get it fully saturated. So as you can see, that's what it looks like. And then we just want to fold up the foil. Make sure it's pretty tight so it doesn't move. And then we got 1 foil. Okay, so we're on our next section, and we're going to go ahead and weave out a few pieces like I was showing you with the previous section. Pull them out. We've got our section of hair here that we're going to take a piece of foil, stick it underneath, take our high lift tint and paint it on to the hair. Okay, so here we are at our next step. We're just taking down the foil, and you can just pull the foil right out and shampoo the hair. Okay, here we go. Here is the finished product of the lovely highlights. Her hair, it looks very natural. It doesn't look bleached or processed or highlighted. It just looks like she's been in the sun. Her natural color's kind of popping through.